style.
The Braderie de Lille may be a dream for bargain hunters, but not everything here is exactly cheap.
There are also antique dealers here who sell rare objects for collections. For example, jewelry, luxury clothing, statues, paintings. And of course, those are much more expensive. Can you tell me a bit about the history of this lovely object?
It's a lamp in the Art Deco style. It was created in the 1930s.
Nope, it's really tough. It's tough anywhere.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're going into this win, you're a one-option team.
So, Pazurski has a man in the backfield. That's Berkowitz. Receiver to his right, receiver to his left. Pass, toss, and miscommunication there. Hunt and Schwartz were in the direction, and he just threw it right in between the two players. So 4th and 10 here for the Grenadiers, and another punting situation, as they haven't been able to pick up a yard yet on offense. The 1-2 yards that they did pick up, they were instantly sacked and for a loss.
Yeah, so the good news is Hunt gave us some field position where you have a little leeway. Now with the botch snap, now we're living on the 20 and back.
Yep.
It's going to be hard to get this ball forward.
There's no one deep here for Hersey on this punt.
I don't blame him. There's no reason.
High snap again. Pazurski does receive and kick, and it's not even going to get past the 40. Takes a little bit of an Outgrove bounce to about the 40, and it kept rolling back, and Outgrove let it roll back towards the 40. It would have been to the 43 if they would have grabbed it on that second bounce.
Yeah.
Again, 3 yards, though, could be a huge difference.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was a decent punt.
Yeah, it was too high. That was the only problem.
That's the only problem, but he still got some yards out of it.
So Gamino and Hersey High School trotting back out on the field with a 2-score lead. Two pretty relatively easy scores, both on a scamper of Gamino, the UCLA commit.
Let's see how we're going to get in that backfield here. If not, might have to start bringing some help.
Motion. Tossed here to Jenkins. Jenkins got the outside. Jenkins still on his feet. Jenkins spin move. Brought down at the 32-yard line. Pickup of 8. And there's the rushing attack of the junior Brandon Jenkins. As there was a offensive lineman, I want to say it was number 55 on Hersey, who just sealed the block on the Elk Grove defender. So we're going to call it a 9-yard pickup for Jenkins. 2nd and 1. Obviously a good spot here for Hersey to try and take a shot into the end zone from the 32-yard line. They do hand it off to Jenkins, though. Gets around. Jenkins still, and there's a flag on the field. Jenkins will be taken down around the 14, 12-yard line, but this one may come back.
Might be a hold or maybe even like a hands to the face. I didn't see a hold, but that's where it would have been after they got past the line of scrimmage. We'll see what umpire Tom Maglione has to say. Good friend of mine.
It looks like Hersey is moving back, so assume a holding. See what the call is. Holding it is on Hersey. So it takes away about five of the first run of Jenkins. And it's going to be 2nd down, though, here. 2nd and 8.
2nd down once again for Hersey. They need 8 more yards for a first down. 2nd and 8.
Camino's got a receiver on his left, 2 receivers to his right. Jenkins in the backfield. Motion.
Oh, he moved early.
Gamino hands it off towards Jenkins. Jenkins gets a pickup of about 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6 here. Good defensive stop on second down for the Grenadiers.
The guy in motion turned up too early. He got away with it.
Yeah.
37-yard line, a game of 2. Third down.
Third and
Hersey.
6. Both sides here on the Elk Grove side of the field and the Hersey side of the field. The stands are packed. It's been a beautiful night here, and
Yeah, it's a perfect night.
obviously you want to come out and see some Friday night football.
Third down.
Third and manageable for the Huskies. See if the Grenadiers can get off the field and get a stop. Gamino takes a snap, looking to throw. Gamino over the middle.
Pickett.
Intercepted it is off the hands of Logan Clark. Clark's
ball.
still on the
Keep the
ground for Hersey. And there is the interception, the 6th interception for Gamino this season. And number 15, Eli Wohler, the sophomore, comes away with the pick for the Grenadiers.
The pass was there, just a smidgen high, and it tipped right into the defender's hand. Grenadier did a really nice job securing the ball, finding a hole, and a 15, 18-yard run. It was awesome.
Sophomore Eli Wohler, assuming his first varsity interception, comes down with it and gives the Grenadiers a chance to at least flip the field here if they go with another punt.
Yeah, we still got 6 minutes left in the quarter.
Oh,
so
for sure.
We've got plenty of time here. I'd like to see him grind out a little.
Try and milk out this clock as much as possible and grind out a score. Pazurski takes it himself, thrown down for a loss.
Yeah, Pazurski's got to get rid of that ball. There was no way he didn't see the defender. He was almost right in front of him. But if that's an option, you got to take the other option.
And it's not entirely Pazurski's fault. And I know you can't ditch the run here on drive 3, but they can't do anything on the run right now.
Yeah, Hersey was all over that cavalcade of 3 jerseys tackling him before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Elk Grove in the huddle. Clock winding down. So we're about 5:15 left to go in the first quarter. Hersey up 14-0. Both scores came within 3 minutes, so a little bit more even here the last 5. Here's the snap. Pazurski hands off to Berkowitz. Berkowitz takes a couple and is going to get back to the original line scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 here once again for the Grenadiers, as they have been in this spot every single offensive drive so far.
I think it's Jack Bissey. I think that's how you would pronounce it, B-I-S-E. He had a nice push. We got to go over 74. Real nice push there.
Once again, Elk Grove in the huddle. Pazurski went back to the sideline, get the play from his coach. Once again, obvious passing situation here for the Grenadiers. We'll see if Hersey kind of steps back and lets them throw it over the middle, try for the stop, or if they continue to bring pressure on the run, and they do hand it off. Pazurski's going to go down with it, and it's going to be a pickup of about 2 yards. 4th and 8 it will go. Elk Grove, see what they do here.
That's that same play, and that was their best effort yet. He was not far from getting about 8 to 10 on that.
It's been a lot. It seems like every play, and it's not a bad idea for the Grenadiers, is a QB option here with Berkowitz. Just they haven't been able to break one through quite yet.
It's come back. I knew that was going to happen. It might come back to us.
Elk Grove looking to line up here to go for this 4th down conversion. 4th and 7. Pazurski, snap. He's got some time in the pocket. Throw, intercept.
Yeah, good play. Good
incomplete,
call.
but I think this is going to be a pass interference here on number 20.
The ball was underthrown, no question,
Yeah.
but that actually helped us because the defender jumped on our back here.
Luke Colonis.
So that'll be a first down.
So Elk Grove, assuming here, bailed out on 4th and 7.
Hersey coach got to be going
and
crazy.
it is. So first down for the Grenadiers here, their first down of this evening. Coming on a pass interference by number 20, Luke Casolis of Hersey High School. So that puts Elk Grove in plus territory on the Hersey sideline. First time this evening where Elk Grove will be on plus territory, and see what the offensive scheme here is on 1st and 10 and on the 47.
All right, 1st and 10, 3 to go. We're over midfield. Nothing says we can't.
Absolutely not.
A good look at the offensive line here.
Toss over to Hunt. Some room on this side, and it's going to come back for the other way, holding on the Grenadiers. It's going to be a loss for Elk Grove, back onto the other side of the field.
So important.
Yeah.
Stay within yourself. You get this big break, and we're just going to give it back.
There was some options on this sideline for Hunt, but then it was met immediately by Hersey once they understood what was kind of happening. So this moves back to the 43-yard line of Elk Grove.
All right, that's my buddy Tom. That's his first call. I give it a 9.5.
First and 20 after the penalty.
9.5 out of 50.
Pazurski receives a snap, handoff to Berkowitz. Berkowitz is going to get close to some of that penalty yardage back. It's going to be at the 49, so a pickup of 6, and it's going to be 2nd and 12.
What I like about that run was he hit the hole and his legs are moving. There was no indecision. He found a gap and went at it.
And we got a stoppage here. Center ref, who was on the ball, told Hunt to go to the sideline, so this is going to create confusion. I'm not entirely sure why. And they have to sub Daryl Hunt out, and that means Jordan Brufford into the ball game. Brufford, a sophomore running back.
I think they're looking at his equipment more than anything.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like injury by any means. Hand off to Berkowitz. Berkowitz met instantly at the line, and it's going to be maybe a pickup of a yard. And it's going to be now 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13.
We got to fake that exact run, and we got to hit something over on the left side of the quarterback, help with the wind helping, something in the flat. Hersey's just, there's 8 to 10 guys in the box.
Yeah. If you could run a route with a fake handoff to Berkowitz, pull it and throw it to the receiver, it would be successful.
Absolutely. You don't have to throw it in the air 10 yards.
No, just a quick wide receiver slant.
Quick slant and out.
Depending on what side of the field you work,
Yeah, I'd be trying to throw everything towards the Hersey side. That's the one that's not going to be a floater.
And here is a flag.
Might be delay of game.
And it is a delay of game on Elk Grove. So that's going to push them back even farther here, as what seemed to be somewhat of a respective drive going to be pushed along by Elk Grove penalty yards. And it's going to be 3rd and a lot.
Yeah. Can't happen. I'm not a big fan of the player coming to the sideline all the time. It can work for many, but it doesn't work for all. And the Hunt, taking Hunt off the field actually hurt us a little too.
Yes.
As that clock's running.
Hunt is now back onto the field line. Here's a handoff to Berkowitz.
He is
It's
grinding.
going to be met right around the 48-yard line, so maybe pickup of a couple yards. Back, we have a stoppage. Timeout Hersey. As you can hear some of the Elk Grove fans yelling.
I don't blame them. They want
ball.
him to punt into this into the wind. That could be a 30-yard difference, Assuming Elk Grove's going to punt.
4th and 13 here after the stoppage. Hersey using their first timeout. 29.7 seconds left to go in the first quarter as Hersey's up 14-0. Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. What we've kind of been talking about in the fans here is they want to see some offense. Me being a Hawkeye fan, we're used to this, but
Yeah.
that's just because of our punter being so great. But this is high school. You want to showcase all the talents here for these players.
Yeah, these are rough conditions, but they're not the worst you're going to play.
No, absolutely not.
Not in the Chicagoland market.
4th and 15 here for the Grens. They did go for it, 4th and 7, but again, that's 8 more yards. It does look like Pazurski's ready to punt this one away for the Grenadiers. giving the ball back to the explosive Hersey offense, unless something crazy goes wrong on either side. As Elk Grove trying to cheer up their fans here, give them something to cheer about, and it could be a big swing play here if there's any type of miscommunication on the Hersey side. Once again, though, no one back to receive the punt. As another snap over the head, Pozerski trying to keep. He's able to punt this one away.
What a shot.
And it's going to land.
Grab it. What a punt.
46-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. That's an athletic move right there. No question. God, I was hoping he would kick it through the end zone for the safety. Get us some more yardage instead of, if he gets tackled at the 2, it's almost a guaranteed
another touchdown.
But he did a nice athletic move there. That might be one of your best punts you're going to see tonight into the wind.
Yeah, he kept it low. I think that was the main key there. I mean, scooped it up around the 10-yard line, and it went all the way to the 46.
Good athletic move.
So 45 yards.
You almost tell the long snapper, you just almost have to bounce it into him. You stand a better chance.
Gamino ready to pass, looking down the field. Gamino launches it. It's going to go over the head of the intended receiver, number 9, Grant Collada. Man, that's a cannon, though.
Yeah, pretty decent coverage. That pass is 15 yards in front of him, so, I mean, everybody's trying to adjust to this.
Yeah. Collada was open there. He had a couple steps on the DB, Darrell Hunt, for Elk Grove. The pass rush, though, for Elk Grove almost got home as well.
I see the same play coming. They're going to want to use the wind. 16 seconds left. You're up 14. If you miss, it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, if I'm the coach right now, and
I'm running the same play.
You go for another pass here, and then you run it on 3rd. Proven that it can't stop Jenkins quite yet, so you go for it on 4th then. Fake handoff. Gamino able to scamper. Going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Great pursuit.
Broken play from the start. It was a fake handoff to Jennings, and it went nowhere.
50 on a tackle. Really, really good pursuit.
Number 50, not on our roster for Elk Grove. As the first quarter has come to a close, 3rd and 10 for Hersey when we come back after this quick little break for the quarter break. But we aren't going anywhere. He's John Walls. I'm Chris Randall. First quarter has come to a close. It's 14-0. Hersey started out quick, 2 scores within the first 3 minutes. Now the Elk Grove crowd is getting restless. So what are some adjustments?
I really want to see the wind at our back for sure, but we got to have a little more quicker first couple seconds after the snap. We got to be a little quicker. We got to push the line back a little bit. Our line is kind of getting fired upon by Hersey. But Berkowitz and Hunt, if you're going to have to run the ball, you have to find some holes for them. They're getting there. There's just nowhere to go.
As field will flip here due to the quarter break. So now Elk Grove will be a chance throwing it with the wind, and Hersey's going to throw it into the wind as hurting. So see if the offenses could be explosive. They've only hit on 1 deep play so far. 3rd and 10, though. Gamino does hand it off to Jenkins. Jenkins, big hole.
Nice
met, though, right around the 50, 49. We'll see where that forward progress gives them.
Yeah, they're going to have him right at the 50.
Yep. So this is going to be 4th down and 6 for Hersey. Elk Grove possibly getting off the field here. We'll see what the Huskies do with a 14-point lead.
More great pursuit, and if you think about it, Elk Grove D hasn't done that poorly.
No, absolutely
They really
not.
haven't. They've been had their backs against the goal line on both occasions.
Yeah, aside from one play that went 40 yards in the air from Gamino to the tight end.
Yeah.
And then a touchdown rush by Gamino. It's been pretty much just offense not really doing anything and bad snapping.
The snaps will get you. Definitely.
Gamino and Hersey go for it.
First time out here in the flat.
Screen pass to Jennings. Jennings makes people miss, gets the first down, still on his feet. Brandon Jennings spin move, and it's going to fall down to the 31-yard line. And a 19-yard pickup off a RB screen pass on the outside.
Listen, you're not going to knock that kid off his feet, right? So there was a lot of tackles with their arms in, and they're basically blocking him. You're not going to block him off his feet. You're going to have to tackle, wrap, and turn. He's got some serious great moves, super quick speed.
Yeah.
He goes from 0 to 100 in like nothing.
I would not be shocked next season when Elk Grove plays Hersey again if we see this Brandon Jenkins kid commit to a D1 as well. As he's been phenomenal here this evening.
You can see it.
Gamino and Jenkins, though, back underway here early in the second quarter as they're driving down the field. High snap here for Gamino. He keeps this one himself. Gets around a couple Elk Grove defenders, scampers out of bounds right around the 27-yard line. So possibly 8-yard pickup here for the Huskies. It's going to be 2nd and 4. It's going to mark it initially as a 6-yard pickup for Gamino.
Felt like a lot more than that, right?
It definitely did.
I mean, we had a hand on him early, but just didn't have the angle.
Yeah. So 2nd and manageable here once again for Hersey. Driving down the sideline into the wind. See what kind of offense is going to be run going into the wind now for Hersey. Because it's homecoming night here at Elk Grove. You know, the festivities are always great.
They do a really nice job for homecoming here.
Jenkins receives the handoff, bouncing off a couple of defenders, and then going to be brought down after bouncing off the first one. This is going to be a loss of a yard, maybe 2. 3rd down, though, for Hersey and Elk Grove with another chance to possibly get off the field.
That was a great one-arm tackle, but he got him around the waist and pulled him in and twisted, and he's down. That was a great tackle.
So 3rd and 5, 1-yard loss on the run from Jenkins.
We get our reaping noise for 3rd down.
New formation here for Hersey. Jenkins on Gamino's right, and I want to say that's number 80 on his left. Number 0, they hand it off to Jenkins. Jenkins getting around the side. 1st down, Brandon Jenkins still on his feet. Flag comes out. We'll see where what this flag is. It could be push them back.
Late flag.
It is, and it is a holding call from that hat.
So Jenkins lowered his shoulder and hit the defender, and I will tell you, I don't want to do that. He put our defender on his rear end. This kid's got the tools. Lightning fast right out of the gate. He's got great moves, and he is tough.
So this is a holding on Hersey. It's going to bring him back another 5 yards. 3rd and 10 now.
I want to stop here. I want Elk Grove to get the ball with this wind as much as humanly can. We can't goof around here. Got to get off the field.
3rd and 15 is what it's actually going to be.
Take another pick.
This does not look like 5 yards past the first initial, so I'm going to say it's still 3rd and.
Well, the referee threw the flag and the wind took it like 6 yards. I don't know if he ever fixed that.
Gamino, fake handoff to Jenkins. Gamino, time in the pocket, into the end zone. Gamino, that could be a pass interference as well. They're not going to call it.
That's close.
Intended receiver for Reed McKinney.
That's a big stop for Elk Grove. We got to see what we can do with this wind. I can't believe there's no chance they're going to kick a field goal.
No, I think they go for this again.
Yeah, I think you're right, but now you know the line to gain, right? 3rd down, you don't know if they're coming underneath. So,
and we're up here, I understand, but Miles Schwartz, in my opinion, got there early, and that should have been a flag on the Grenadiers.
Yeah, the only thing I'd come up with is that the ball was uncatchable, and Schwartz had an angle where he could have caught it sooner. But you're right. From here, it looked a little early. Here comes
Gamino, little pressure. And pass is going to be caught. Diving effort by Grant Galata of Hersey, and they commit on a 4th and 15, 1st down for Hersey.
Pass was in the air for 20.
Yeah.
Right in between 2 Elk Grove defenders. Perfect timed out.
Yeah, heck of an effort there by Galata of Hersey.
Yeah, great throw.
Yeah.
He threw it where only his guy could get it. That's a highlight throw.
So we're under 9 here in the first half. It was fireworks early for Hersey, and now it's kind of calmed down a little bit. Elk Grove trying to get off the field, though, unable to do so twice on 4th down. And here's a handoff for Hersey, and it goes in for the 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening. Logan Clark finds the back of the end zone, makes it 20-0 in favor of the Huskies.
That was a great misdirection play. They've been going left all day. Quarterback did a little spin, fake. Nobody saw it. Nobody saw it till he had the ball and he was 6 yards away from the end zone. Good fake.
Now, we do see Chase Rice, kicking into the wind here. We have seen a lot of hook during the warm-ups.
Yeah. I was watching him warm-ups. He's got a pretty decent leg.
Yeah. High snap, Rice throws it in. Not as it was a bad snap for sure, so that definitely had an effect. But it goes through the uprights, 21-0 in favor of the Huskies. And we'll see what Pazurski and the offense can do. Down by 3 scores now. They got a little bit of movement due to penalties on the Hersey side last drive. See if they can take advantage of this.
Yeah, it'll be
now.
interesting to see the coaching staff, what they decide. I mean, you're down 21 with plenty to go in the first half, almost 9 minutes. You've got the win. I think you got to open it up. I really do.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to put something in the end zone. And so far, that running attack just isn't getting through.
And we kind of said it. We were talking a little bit at the start of the broadcast. 2 weeks ago when we saw the sophomore QB, Loke Maher, he was tossing it and he was throwing it with enthusiasm with some stuff behind it. Not saying Pazurski can't.
Yeah.
But, you know, how long until we do see the sophomore back out here possibly this evening, if we see him?
Yeah, I think you got to give Pazurski the wind here. I think you got to take it all the way down to half. And
yeah, I'm not saying this second, but
let's see what happens. But we got to do some slants. Nothing's going to be long against Hersey.
No.
Nothing. So it's going to be slants, outs. You know, if they're playing a zone, come down in the middle, sit down in a gap. We just got to give Pazurski some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just got to figure it, like you were saying, just quick passes, slants, out routes, you know, something to get the offense moving a little bit. If you go 4 and out with 3 straight passes, I take that any day. You tried something different. There's a fair catch. It's going to be called by Elk Grove right at the 25-yard line. And that's number 50. Once again, we don't have his name on our roster this evening.
Getting called quite a bit.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. You know, the fans, us, we want to see 7 points. What coaching staff has to say is we need 10 yards.
Yeah.
Keep the kids thinking it's just 10 yards at a time. And how we get there, we're going to find out. But we're going to do it.
Berkowitz and Pazurski heading out. Those have been the 2 main players that we've called on this offense so far for the Grenadiers. A little bit of Daryl Hunt. Daryl Hunt did have a nice run on their opening kickoff after the touchdown run by Gamino.
If he can get a hole, his speed will take you many yards forward.
Yes, without question.
He's got to get a hole. It's interesting. Hersey's lining up really tight to the ball.
Yeah, they are. It seems like right now Hersey is daring Elk Grove. It could change here, obviously, with before snap motion and all that, but this initial look, they're saying throw the ball and beat us that way because you're not going to beat us running the ball. And they've proven that so far in a quarter and 3 minutes that you're not going to beat us by running.
Well, 77 and 76 are wreaking havoc on our offensive line. 2 big cats.
So we got to stop it here. Not entirely sure what is going on.
Well, it was between the 2 linemen, line judges and the back judge, and finally the referees coming in to see what's going on here. So substitution drill?
Yeah, the head coach for Elk Grove is now onto the field, all the way out onto the field as well, as you can tell.
My guy, Tommy Maglione, he's going to tell me what this is all about. They're too far to read any lips. Danny's arguing the spot of the ball.
It should be another 5 yards. It was fair caught at the 25-yard line. Now, the head coach has it at the wrong 5 as well. As you can see, I don't know if you guys saw that on your screen there. The ball is placed at the 20, and it rolled all the way to the 25 due to the wind. So
right.
You can just see the wind conditions that these players are dealing with from that.
Well, Coach O'Donnell's made his piece. They're going to go back and huddle, and hopefully they get it right.
Yeah, they got it right now. They said the 25-yard, and that is where he fair caught this ball. O'Donnell had the wrong spot as well. He said the 35. Now you're trying to get extra yards.
O'Donnell is pointing down on the other side over here. Hey, get what you can.
But this is the right call now, without question. The fair caught at the 25. That's where you get your spot.
Principal Paul Kelly working the crowd. One of the best principals ever in the world. Every kid knows him, and he knows every kid here.
Motion here from Hunt. Fake pitch to Hunt. Pazurski letting it go. Jenkins was the real one intended there for Hersey. It was actually intended for Schwartz, but it was overthrown, and Jenkins was the closest person to that pass.
He had some time on that one.
Yes, yeah.
He had some time. Might have gotten rid of that just a little bit early.
Offensive line definitely stuck up well there for the Grenadiers.
Did a nice job.
Maybe that's something to say, that you can get a good Pazurski some time to throw this ball.
Well, I'm telling you, I mean, we've seen Hersey and Elk Grove do it. They're going for the absolute longest B2 bomb you can find. What about something over the middle?
Yeah.
You know, it could be 15, 20 yards. The ball's still getting helped by the wind. Just get there a little quicker.
Pazurski in the offense. Looks like he's got the sophomore in the backfield. Another throw, out route, hit immediately as Berkowitz. He does hang on to it, so it's going to be the first completion for the Grenadiers here this evening.
Berkowitz is so tough. He really is.
He's a machine.
He caught a helmet right in the spleen.
Senior Dylan Berkowitz. He's going to make it 3rd and 5. Definitely manageable. The most manageable the Grenadiers have had on 3rd down all evening. And that's all we've been asking for
3rd and 10
here.
on the thing. That's wrong. 3rd and 5. Love to see a first down here.
To his right, he has Jaden Arevia.
Yeah, we got away with it.
Here comes a deep ball, overthrow.
I mean, that's overthrown by 15, 20 yards.
Yeah.
We got away with our movement here. Daryl Hunt flinched a little, and he got away with it.
Pass rush was about to get there for Hersey, so I could definitely see Pazurski just trying to throw it to a receiver and try and have him make a play. But like you said, that was overthrown by 15 yards.
Yeah.
And as well, like you said, they're just trying to go for the home run, trying to tie this game on one play. And Elk Grove, you're not going to tie the game on one play. And as for Hersey, you hit another play, and now you're up by 28 going into the half, possibly more depending on. So, you know, on the Hersey side, obviously you want to try and run the clock down, but you got time to air it out a little bit.
Let's see what
here.
this punt brings for Elk Grove. This could be interesting. Might have an Elk Grove high school record if he gets it high enough. Nice snap, finally.
Pazurski does get this one. It's going to be fair caught. He's going to let it bounce. Did not touch him. This takes an Elk Grove bounce. It's going to roll all the way to the 31. That was close. I thought it was going to hit Collada.
That's a quick whistle there, sir. The wind still had it.
Makes it 1st and 10, 31-yard line for Hersey with a 21-point lead.
We might have eked another 6 yards out if he didn't have that fast whistle.
Well, while there's still plenty of time here in this first half, but we do want to inform you that as John and I will take a break during the halftime, EG will be covering all the halftime festivities. I assume the band, both cheer and Palms, will be performing, so that will all be brought live to you right on this channel, so don't go anywhere during halftime.
Folks, I'll tell you, if you live anywhere in the high school, you know that band works harder than any other program in Elk Grove. They start early, they go late, they do it in the summer, and you're gonna enjoy the show. They're really good.
Jenkins 15-yard rush, and it's going to move the chains for Hersey.
45-yard line.
As the clock will continue to run here. As you saw that referee with the white hat, when he does that arm circle movement, that means the sign for him to the scores table up top that run the clock here. If you're unaware of that, that's exactly what that means. If you've seen him do that a couple times here this evening.
I don't know why they can't figure out how to put a play clock in high school. I really don't. It just makes no sense to me.
Pass here, and it's going to be off the back of a helmet.
That's a fumble.
Of an Elk Grove.
That's a fumble and a recovery.
They're going to call it incomplete. And here comes Dan O'Donnell once again on the
Danny's going to have to calm down here pretty quickly because that was a close enough. He's wanting a fumble. Now they're calling incomplete pass.
Yeah. So it hit off a defender, an Elk Grove player off the back, caught or assumed to be caught by Logan Clark. They're going to call it incomplete pass. But that was a crazy play from the start.
Yeah, frustration's blowing over a little bit, and he's just going to have to watch it. I totally understand what he's saying, and I agree with him, but you can't show these guys up. They're old, they're angry.
And they have the power over you.
And then they're still old.
Yeah. Camino and Jenkins back in here, 2nd and 10. They do hand it off to Jenkins. He rushes up the middle. Jenkins kicks it out to the left. Jenkins still on his feet, across the 30-yard line, will be brought down right around the 27-yard line, and that's a 30-yard run.
Chris, you're right.
for
This
the
kid's
sophomore.
legit. He's
Yeah.
as legit as the quarterback, and he's a junior, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll see some major schools looking at him earlier than later, right?
Absolutely.
He
if
might
if
not-
he's
he
not
might
already
have to
being
wait,
looked
right?
at, if he's not already being looked
Yeah,
at
correct.
this second. Not going to say like you can't do it, but Carson Steele, the running back, now starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's only a Ball State Cardinal. Obviously, the MAC is still a Division I program or conference, but man, you can come anywhere now. As here's a end around, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Collada.
Good pursuit. If they don't see that could have gone for a long way. Defenders did a nice job. Everybody held their zone.
Pickup of 5 yards for Hersey as they continue to trot down the field. And we really haven't had to see much of Gamino. We have seen what he is capable of, but man, Elk Grove really is not able to stop the run yet this evening.
Not yet,
They're running
no.
all over. 3 rushing touchdowns. That's all 3 touchdowns.
Well, they've got a triple threat, right?
Yeah, without
mean,
question.
yeah.
You can't commit to the run because you know Gamino will blow it over the end. As here's a pitch to Jenkins. Jenkins gets around to the 13-yard line, going to be knocked down after that, after the pickup of first.
So his first 6 yards, he's gliding.
Yeah, nobody
waiting.
close to him. And
Waiting
it's
to
just
burn.
Gaining speed
Right.
at every step.
He's really fun to watch.
Yeah, obviously, they have some of these stats in NFL and college, but I would really like to see what he's clocked at his top speed once initiated first contact, because he is outrunning everybody.
He's got
out on
size,
this.
too.
Yeah.
That's what takes you to the next level. And if he's a junior, what is he, 17 years old at most?
Yeah, 16, 17, depending on his year. Possibly 15, as here's Jenkins.
Misdirection again.
Misdirection. Jenkins going to be
good
brought
tackle.
down at the 4-yard line. Otherwise, he was going into the end zone. Shoelace tackle
Daryl
by
Hunt,
Hunt.
a really nice
Yep.
tackle.
Yeah,
9-yard gain.
good cut
4-yard
on
line.
Hunt on that one, and then able to pick him up from behind. It's going to be first and goal now at the 4-yard line, or actually 2nd and 1 at the 4-yard line. So Hersey could still pick up the first down by picking up a yard here as we're under 5 to play in half number 1.
Turnover, something, anything.
Yeah, they have one turnover on a tipped ball interception.
Yeah, how do you not go to him again?
As Jenkins going to be swarmed.
Nice.
Looks like he's directly at the line to gain, trying to see if the ref gives him the first down.
So this one, what yard? I give it to Jenkins again, but
Yeah, for sure. 3rd and 1 or not. Clock is going to run, so it is going to be first and goal here at the 3-yard line. So they gave them the spot.
the 3, maybe you do Jenkins up the middle and just have a keeper.
Yeah, I mean, Gamino does have 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 of the 3. The other one going to Logan Clark.
I would sell out on Jenkins, and if you're beat by the quarterback, you're beat, but
Yeah. The snap. Jenkins on the outside. Gamino rolls out. Gamino into the end zone, untouched. Rushing touchdown number 3 for Colton Gamino, the UCLA quarterback commit. And it makes it 27-0 with the extra point on deck for Hersey. As me personally thought, I was super excited to see this Gamino kid air it out, and we've seen that a couple times, but he's impressed me with his legs here this evening as well.
yeah, the
3
weather
rushing
conditions
touchdowns.
just aren't. You're not going to see a 225 to 250 yard passing night in any of the games, probably.
Yeah, Gamino does average 278.5 passing yards per game, as he may not play the rest of the game after halftime, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
with
so
you.
our field is basically east-west, right? That helps. But how about the schools that are facing north-south? I mean,
Yeah.
every play of the game is going to have a sideways wind on you.
So Elk Grove down 28-0 after the made extra point. 3:41 left to go in half number 1 here on homecoming at Elk Grove High School.
Hey, I don't know if I mentioned, but we did that girls flag football inaugural home game, right?
Yep.
They went out in Hampshire. It's the first Elk
Yeah.
Grove win a couple, 2-3 days ago. So
Yeah. We talked about it before the broadcast, and as well as I talked to the one of the camera people for EGTV, Debbie. And, man, I had so much fun with that game.
It was.
I definitly want to do more of those next season.
Yeah, we took the first half to learn what the rules were.
Yeah. Even I came in with a whole bunch of notes, and I was still learning. But it was a lot of fun.
But, yeah, once you get them, it's straightforward. And, gosh, the girls are having a lot of fun.
And if you like offense, that's exactly where you want to go.
100%.
The rules make it very, very player-friendly for the offenses.
Yeah.
As we're going to have someone hold this for the Hersey side because the wind keeps blowing it over, as we just said. So number 8 for Hersey will hold. That's Luke Casey, who's also a wide receiver for Hersey. And Chase Rice
just
to
kill this. And if it's anything not inside the 20, I just jump away.
Hunt does run it up.
He's
Hunt has some room on our near side. Hunt's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. They'll give him an extra yard to the 36. That's really been the main offensive production for Elk Grove is Daryl Hunt on kick returns. He had a very, very good one in the first quarter and another good one there on that kickoff.
Well, he and Berkowitz have had great careers here for Elk Grove football.
Yeah.
Really, really good careers.
As Berkowitz and Hunt onto the field. Pazurski as well back out on the field. And they have number 5, Murray and Smith. We kind of called his name a couple times. He hasn't had a pass thrown to him quite yet, but he's been on the field for every snap. As here's a handoff to Berkowitz. And going to be brought down after a pickup of about 2 to 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7 or 8.
He just can't get past that 2 to 3 yard first line of defense. Just the linebackers are jumping in so quickly because they have no intention of covering anything over the middle.
2nd and 8.
They're just looking for the run.
Yeah, once again, Hersey seems to be daring Elk Grove to beat them with the pass, and it's not been doing too hot so far.
Well, the 3 throws we've done has just been way too far.
Yeah.
You know, the percentage rate's really low on that throw.
Here's a handoff to Berkowitz right through the center. Maybe a pickup of 1, and it's going to be 3rd and 7 now here for Elk Grove. Is they're essentially trying to run this down.
Get up.
There is someone down. It is Daryl Hunt, as you said. Good call. He's limping back, and since the center judge had to blow the whistle, he does have to come off the field for at least 1 play, so that brings out Jordan Burford.
I wonder if he's cramping.
Looks like number 5's cramping as well. That Smith.
Yeah.
He's shaking up on holding his right knee as well at the moment.
46. 3rd down, 6 yards lead.
As you said, though, Pazurski going to the sideline after every single play. I mean, you would assume, like, you see a lot of schools do like signs from coaches, and I know, like, you know, with the whole Michigan thing, you don't want to have other teams steal signs. But running to the sideline, it probably kills a lot of momentum. As here's Berkowitz running up the middle. Berkowitz first down.
Keep going.
Berkowitz across the 50. Berkowitz going to be pushed out of bounds at the 40 of Hersey as Elk Grove has sign of life on offense after a big Berkowitz run.
He was able to get outside for the first time. He's been trapped right up the middle. Once he got out to the edge, he was gone. I mean, it's a great run. He doesn't run really, he gallops.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's just so big.
42-yard line will be the exact spot. Either way, though, first down for the Grenadiers and plus territory for the second time.
Throw the ball here. Throw an out pattern. Anything.
The DBs for Hersey are standing so far back, like just soft coverage, and that's why, because they know that they're going to run it. As Berkowitz is going to have another loss run here. Make it 2nd and 14 is my
Hunt's
thought.
back in.
Yep. They're giving forward progress here pretty good for Berkowitz.
Yeah.
He was taken down around the 48-yard line. They're giving him the 44, so it's going to be only a loss of 2 yards instead of 6. But once again, look on that far sideline with Schwartz and Jennings.
There's nobody near him.
There is 10 yards of difference here. If you can do a wide receiver screen pass to him, you're going to get positive yards. It's another handoff to Berkowitz, picking up initial yards. He got
Chris, that's a great call because Schwartz took 2 steps. The defender took 4 back.
Yeah.
There is easily 8 to 12 yards, a quick slant, and he can get at least 8 to 10.
Wait, and not even a slant. If he took 2 steps towards our
stopped,
hash,
right?
he's gonna get He's gonna get yards.
I agree.
Now there's a minute left here, and I assume, I don't know why, but why is Elk Grove playing this safe and not trying to take a shot towards the end zone with under a minute to play as well?
Yeah,
You're down
28-0.
28-0.
I got to see the ball in the air here soon.
This Jennings is not being tested. Here's another handoff to Berkowitz right up the middle. And it's going to be a 4th down for the Grenadiers. Timeout for the Grenadiers here with 43 seconds left.
Timeout called by Elk Grove.
Because once again, I know I told you just about a couple minutes ago, but we will be staying on, not John and I, but the production team will be staying on recording the whole halftime performance. So stick around, do what you got to do for the first couple minutes, and then hustle back to the TV and see everyone perform. It does look like the marching band.
Yeah, it's a good performance.
Everyone will be performing. So exciting stuff going to be happening here at the halftime, and as well as afterwards. If you're at home and live close to the field, I believe there's fireworks after the game as well. So if you want to sit outside your back porch and watch those, that will be coming to you as the game concludes here this evening.
Well, the fireworks go up over the field, and they'll end up going off over by Route 83 with the wind.
That was a good joke. It took me a second there, but that was a good one.
So anybody west of the high school, you don't stand a chance of seeing it or hearing it.
So Elk Grove going to have nobody in the backfield here. It's just Pazurski, 4 receivers to the right. Daryl Hunt to his left.
Here.
Berkowitz motions. He's going to run all the way to the near side field here. Pazurski steps back. 4th down for the Grenadiers. Pazurski throws it up. Daryl Hunt's wide open. Daryl Hunt, touchdown for the Grenadiers. A 43-yard touchdown pass from Pazurski to Daryl Hunt.
There was confusion in the backfield. When Berkowitz came across, nobody came with him. He took it all the way out to the sideline, and the cornerback had to stay with Berkowitz. That's your player, right? Daryl Hunt just kind of hesitated. Beautiful pass by Pazurski. He didn't try to do anything with it. It's just a little flick of the wrist. That was a great play.
28-6, 36 seconds to left.
Yeah, they bunched on the right side on the Hersey side when they had the motion. Nobody on Hersey came with them. Good play, good touchdown.
Number 30, Dimitar Penedev to kick the extra point for the Grenadiers.
Too many men. Snap the dingle.
And was not seen. Hersey trying to bring pressure here. Penedev knocks it through the upright. Makes it a 21-point ball game, and the fans got something to cheer about.
Awesome.
But, I don't want to say it because we're supposed to be on the Grenadier side, but 36 seconds, 2 timeouts for Hersey, a lot of time left to get that score back immediately.
I'm telling you, I know it's 28, but the defense has played fairly well. Jenkins has been your difference maker. If he finds a hole, he's gone. But other than that, they've had a pretty decent defensive game.
Yeah, I'm expecting, I know you've been beaten by the rush here all evening for the Grenadiers sideline, but with 36 seconds left, I assume they're going to be pass here, trying to get that score back.
It's be interesting to see if I'm the coach. I run Jenkins once, try to catch him a hole and get some yards.
Yep.
After that, I would just take a knee. But I know what you're saying. If it was downwind, I would definitely be throwing and taking my timeouts.
Yeah, it's a good call too. I mean,
Jenkins can get you whatever you want in 20 seconds as well.
I feel like, I'm new to Hersey and new to Elk Grove. This is only my 3rd year doing it, but I feel like Hersey is saying we were 36 seconds away from a perfect first half.
Yeah, it was a perfect half.
Let's go get another 7 points as Elk Grove receives the ball. And it's going to be a muffed. Jenkins scoops it up. Jenkins able to still be on his feet here and make something out of nothing. Jenkins got one man to beat. That's the punter. He cuts back in. Brandon Jenkins, foot race here with number 50. Brandon Jenkins takes it to the house after a muffed kickoff. He takes it 95 yards into the end zone. and an exclamation point for Hersey to end the half.
I'm really sorry, folks, that we don't have 50's name, but he literally is the best grenadier, he and Berkowitz, on the field today. Every time I look up, he's doing a special teams play. He was the only guy that
had a chance
to catch him.
And
Jenkins is just too strong on his feet.
Yeah, and number 50 is, hopefully we can try and find someone to get that guy's name.
Yeah, I feel bad. You like to give these kids their shout-outs with their names, but he just has been playing great.
Yeah, but Jenkins was on our near side of the field, and he ran all the way down the near sideline, and then once Jenkins cut it toward that far side, he took a great route.
50 was just as fast as Jenkins was.
Absolutely.
We need to find out who that kid is. Oh! Hunt almost with a block.
Right, it is now back to a 28-point lead after fireworks there from the running back, Brandon Jenkins.
Well, Hersey got their touchdown back, and that didn't take long.
No, without question.
The muff might have screwed up Elk Grove, honestly.
I think that actually could have been.
Danny O'Donnell is talking to 50 right now. I mean, he's just been off the charts good today. Off the charts.
Yeah.
A lot of hustle. God, I thought he had him, too. There's a streak of green. I couldn't tell his number till after the play.
They're replaying something on the sideline, as you can see there from our camera person. Some of the new technology here that high school sports have added, especially at football, due to Huddle, they're able to do this live. This is game footage from tonight's game as you're looking at.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, it was 21-0 at that time. We've had 3 scores since then. But yeah, that's the first completed pass there from Pazurski to Berkowitz. But new technology coming into the high school sports every single day, which is great for
How about a play
students.
clock, Chris? How about a play clock?
Yeah, we've been saying that.
Well, listen, high school.
There is a shot clock now in the high school.
Yeah, high school basketball.
35 seconds?
You're mandated to have it. You got to have it.
Right, 35 seconds?
I believe it is 35.
So
it's going to be interesting.
That's exciting. New parts of the game that we'll have to learn.
I love it because, I mean, parents in high school come to see their kids play.
Yeah.
And ball falls off the tee here.
Due to the
and I've seen it. I've seen it more than you can imagine.
Oh, for sure.
Guy gets a 10, 12-point lead, and he just 4 corners it. It's like, if that's what high school basketball is about, I don't want no interest to be a coach.
Well, and we kind of talked about it. I assume we talked about it during the last football broadcast, but the new coach that you said that was brought in for Elk Grove
Chris
wants
Rugg.
to run the go. So they will get nowhere near that 35 shot clock.
It's almost like he's got a couple hockey lines, and every 90 seconds he's gonna flip the switch. Get down.
Schwartz picks up the loose ball. It's going to be brought down at the 26-yard line. 15 seconds left.
Yeah, all right, Coach. Let's take a knee here.
So, at Dominican, they play for men's basketball. They play a school called Greenville College, and they run this go offense. They come to Dominican this year. I don't know the exact date.
Let me know.
I will
love to go see that.
It was. I'll let you. It was my first ever broadcast for Dominican, and it was Greenville versus Dominican men's basketball. The final score was like 130 to 125, and I was like out of breath. I ran a marathon. Just
that's
like you said.
That's like a mid-70s NBA score.
Like you said, though, every 90 seconds, a full 5-player line change came out for Greenville, and it was run. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun to watch.
We're gonna run a play here. It looks like.
35-7. Pazurski hands off.
Broken.
There's Hunt. Hunt going to be met and going to stay on his feet. Ball comes out. Ball is loose. Hersey falls down. 6 seconds left.
That's why you take a knee.
And now Hersey has a chance to get more points on the board here.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. You're coming off a touchdown. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely would have just taken a knee there. I understand Danny's trying to get him going and fired up, but
yeah,
just times have been rough running the ball.
Aside from one big play, and it went for 7, which is great. But that's been it so far for the Grenadiers. Camino and the offense coming back out with 6 seconds left.
It's going to be 2 passes, I guarantee it. Yep. They're going to be hot passes that for a guy that's already in the end zone.
And Hersey does have 2 timeouts yet. So if this does not get into the end zone, they have a chance to call a timeout and with some extra seconds.
I mean, this has got to be out of his hand in less than 2 seconds, and then call your timeout if it's caught.
Camino.
Oh, they're good.
Time.
There it is.
Towards the pylon,
Nice play.
touchdown. What
Nice
a pass,
play.
what a catch. That is number 9. I want to say number 9 or number 3. I'll read both
That
of those
was a
numbers.
big boy throw and a big
Yeah.
boy catch, boy.
And
You
a
don't.
fantastic route.
You can watch NFL highlights all day long. You see that. That was a well drawn up play, and he had the patience to do it. To your point, we thought we would ask for timeout. He had no intention, right?
No,
he was going to run the play to the end.
Yep.
And he waited and waited and waited, and Hersey guy got separation. It was a great throw.
That was Logan Collada. His second touchdown of the evening. First receiving, the other one, he had the third rushing touchdown of this evening.
Oh.
And there's a false start by Hersey. The snap was not quick enough, so this is going to go back about 5 yards on the extra point.
I give
Now,
Tom
this
10
is
out of 10 on
kind
that
of
call.
huge, though. This is huge, though, for this extra point. Yeah, it's 41-7, but the wind is hurting, and now you go back an extra 5 yards. Yes, Rice has a fantastic leg when we've seen that on the opposite side.
Yeah.
But the wind is hurting here, so you never know. His only extra point on this side was not as good as the ongoing the
No,
opposite
correct.
way.
It was a little low liner.
Again, the kicker.
So Rice,
Oh, he did it again.
another bad snap. This one,
chance.
no good. And that
Scattered
was
the
5
band.
yards. The 5 yards there was a big
Yeah,
difference.
100%.
Again, it is still 41-7, but points and that little stuff is something that coaches are going to definitely coach about after games.
Right.
Going into the halftime break here, as there's 1 second.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure coaching staff wants that playback. Just
Yeah.
take your knee and get into half.
Yeah.
You were kind of on him upbeat, right?
So 1 second to go in the half. While we can't.
As soon as halftime's done, I'm going to walk around to some of the dads and try to get us a name on that number 50.
50,
He
yeah.
totally has earned for his name to be called because he has just been outstanding.
Yes, without question. But what are? I feel like we have the same thoughts as you and I and a lot of these fans here. But what are you thinking going into the break here?
You just got to start over from the half.
Yeah.
I believe Elk Grove's going to have the win at their back at the half.
Yep, and they'll have the opening kickoff in the second half.
It's tough conditions, but you got to start giving some kids a chance, right?
Yeah.
Maybe switch out a couple guys, get them some 6'8" snaps, see what you got.
Mm-hmm. As
Ball
well
gets
as
off again.
You have Pazurski, Berkowitz, Hunt, all seniors plus more. They're definitely going to be a young team next year.
Yeah, for sure.
So getting these reps in their sophomore year, possibly freshman year, depending on who is who. But these are all very big reps if they go. As this is another squib type kick due to the wind.
Don't
they
get up.
fall on it. Number
That'll do it.
41. Well, Nicholas Kovac takes us to the halftime, recovering the squib kick. 41-7. Going into the break, Colton Gamino, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown, a 95-yard kickoff return by Brandon Jenkins. He also has a rushing touchdown to his name.
Yeah, the offense has been great for Hersey.
Yeah.
Jenkins, to me, has been more impressive than the quarterback, and the quarterback's been pretty darn impressive.
They both have been.
Right.
Daryl Hunt with a 46-yard touchdown reception from Pazurski, so that's something to build off of for this Grenadiers. He's John Walls. I'm Chris Randall. We are cutting out, but Elk Grove Television is staying for the production, so stay tuned.
first one savage, more my mood, that's what it was. 2016 we was running around, beat up in the club. I know she around for the money, but act like she loyal, I don't for the love. I'm so rich, get bored, might wake up, buy me a car just cuz. It's hard cause she finna find my it cost me a dub. All my got BBLs, all my got push. I ain't with the rap, deep Draco, all my ops get touched. We never ran off on no bar, but we still be hopping out cush. Running, 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 running. I leave all my cars running, 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 running. All my ops.
Now we welcome your Elk Grove Marching Grenadiers halftime show. Tonight you will get to see a preview of the 2024 competition marching show, Beyond the Cosmos. Beyond the Cosmos delves into the mysteries of the universe and reminds us that despite our differences, we are more alike than we are unalike, sharing a common origin in the very elements that make up the stars. Please join us now as we explore the beauty of the cosmos and reflect on the place, our place within it. The Marching Grenadiers, by the way, are sponsored by Beth Kame Real Estate. Now we ask the audience to respectfully and quietly watch and listen as your 2024 Marching Grenadiers perform for you. Drum majors, Claire Duffy, Maria Smith, and Emily Fiorito, you may now take the field for this evening's performance of Beyond the Cosmos. How are you? Very sorry, Laura. Yes. Tough week, but yes. Oh, I appreciate that. Hi, how are you? Many times, many times. Larry. Oh, for goodness sakes. Nice to see you. Yeah. Marching Grenadiers recently took home Marching Grenadiers recently took home Best Percussion, second place in Class AA, with the third place out of 13 overall finish at the Chicagoland Marching Band Festival. They will be competing in the Downers Grove South Music Bowl next weekend. Good going, guys. Go Grens. Hey, a quick reminder here, please remember we're excited to welcome the reunion classes of 1994, that's 30 years ago, 1974, 50 years ago, and 2004 to this year's, that's 20 years ago, to this year's homecoming football game. We look forward to celebrating with you and honoring the legacy of Elk Grove High School. Again, classes of 1994, 1974, and 2004, we welcome you tonight and thank you for coming to Elk Grove once again to celebrate homecoming. I got one more commercial. And we've
Put another three. They're going to put another 3 minutes up. Welcome back here. Halftime is over. I'm Chris Randall. He's John Walls. 41-7. 41-7 our score.
Ross is still on audio, I think. Yes, the first half, I mean, it really set the tone was that second possession when we lost that snap so deep, and then we had another one, right? And that's 14 points right there. But then the ball, that's when Hersey was with the win, but then it just kept trying to snowball a little bit. We had some signs of life here in the second quarter. That last snap, I really would have seen them like to just take a knee.
Yeah.
That cost us another 7. So let's see what the second half brings. Got to get Berkowitz and Hunt some holes because they both have shown a propensity when they can get to the hole, they can get chunks.
Both teams have just come back out onto the field. There's still another 3 minutes left until we're back in action. Grenadiers are down 41-7 as we said as we came back. We hope that you enjoyed the halftime production, as everyone did a fantastic job during the break. And we did get a name on number 50, Martin Evtimo. On our sheet, he is number 72. So Martin Evtimo
yeah,
wearing number 50 tonight. And as John said multiple times on this broadcast, he's been really the only player on Elk Grove that has been producing and showing heart.
Yeah, Berkowitz has played well too, but I mean, he just hasn't been have a hole to go anywhere. It's not like he's not playing well. He's just getting eaten up before he can get ahead of steam. He had that nice little run towards us.
Yeah.
God, he was not too far from busting that, to be honest with you. He just had a little shove and he went out of bounds. But Entomov 50, I want you guys to watch him. Special teams, he seems to be everywhere. I mean, I've seen his number 5 or 6 tackles already this first half. It's just, I guess I found out he's a senior. He wrestled all the years, so he's definitely an athlete. But
absolutely,
I look to him to make another couple splashes.
For
He's
sure,
having himself a game.
Elk Grove should have the ball here once the break is over, as Hersey had the opening kickoff. So Elk Grove will have it to start our second half with some points to make up and some offense.
Yeah, I got Pasterski and Maher warming up here, and then the kicker, he's giving his effort here into the wind. It's not a bad idea. I'd like to see the snapper out there as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised. That's definitely killed them with 14 points here. I thought there would be more. They would be out there for sure.
And the thing about it is it happened just so early in the game. You know, it's deflating. You know, the team's 1-3, right? Okay, They got your win, but it's almost like when you have that type of record, any little thing just lets all that doubt creep back in, right? And I think that's what they saw. It was just if those plays come at the end of the half and they're only down 14, that's one thing. But to give up those 2 scores so quickly early in the game is a little deflating, I'm sure.
Man, you could see this wind is really howling right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to get worse over the night, obviously. That hurricane's making its way up and wrapping around Lake Michigan on us.
As the Elk Grove fans are still here, which is a great sign to see, not giving up on their high school just yet.
Yeah, homecoming weekend.
As you said, Pazurski and Maher still warming up, throwing it back and forth with one another. Maher's got a good arm.
He does.
Excited to see him at the quarterback spot, sophomore for the Grenadiers.
I've said it a couple weeks ago. He's got a little bit of a slingshot sidearm off his ear, but man, if it works, it works.
As the Grenadiers lined up, and we are about ready to go here to kick off quarter number 3.
All right, Chris, let's see a little bit of a turnaround here with the ball.
Absolutely. Even if you're not able to make some noise here in this game, you always got to try and get momentum going into your future games. And
I thought Elk Grove had this same field position in the first half. Don't they flip for the second half, or am I wrong?
I think due to the turnover and the return to kickoff is why. Well, as we said, you got to get momentum into the next week. Elk Grove is playing Thursday night football next week. And I will get you all that information here shortly. But we are about ready to kick off in the second half. As he's John Walls, I'm Chris Randall, and we're underway. Half number 2 is to Daryl Hunt. Daryl Hunt collects. Daryl Hunt trying to get to the near side, and he's going to be brought down right around the 23-yard line, and that's where the Grenadiers will come out on the offense to start the half.
All right, let's see what we can do here. We're into the win, but at this point, it's just you got it. First down, first down, first down.
Yeah.
Your goal has to be 2 to 3 first downs. Find yourself in a spot, maybe take a shot.
As the offense marches back out there, Pazurski still going, as the next football game will be October 10th, Thursday at 7:30. The Grenadiers will host the Buffalo Grove Bison. You can watch it right here where you're watching it now, Comcast Channel 6, EGTV Facebook page, or on the EGTV YouTube channel, and you want to see this one, EGTV On Demand, which is eg-tv.org for the On Demand, as Daryl Hunt got around to the outside, going to be pushed out right around the 30-yard line, and a good start for the Grenadiers on offense.
Yeah, he could have turned it up, but pursuit was there. If he could have turned it up, it'd have been close, probably about the same yardage. It's been a clean game. I haven't seen too much laundry on the field.
There was a couple plays for both teams, but relatively clean. I want to say like 4 to 5 for each team.
I can't remember only seeing but one holding call, that's the key to high school.
As the Grenadiers offense come in after the first play of the scrimmage, hand off to Berkowitz. Flag is being thrown. And we'll see who this one is for.
Referee threw that right at his own feet.
Yeah, he did. As the offense, the play was going towards him.
Offensive line had a really, really good push there.
We'll see what the call is.
I don't know that this is on the offense.
Someone's mouth guard, I believe, is they're pointing to on the ground, and it is a holding on the Grenadiers.
Just got done saying that. Man, a holding is such a killer penalty.
The broadcast jinx has struck Elk Grove, Illinois.
At least I'm not Jim Nance. Jim Nance, he kiboshes so many kicks in the NFL. He's ruined so many streaks. Oh, it was a chop block. I didn't get the call, but it just seemed odd to have a hold that far past the pile, but it is what it is.
Moves them back 2nd and 12 here for the Grenadiers. Clock runs.
God, holding will just kill a team.
High snap. Berkowitz comes away with the handoff. Gets about 3 yards. 3rd and 9 for the Grens.
Picks up a couple of yards.
Is Berkowitz, he's got to have 20 to 25 rushes this evening already.
Oh, I believe every bit of that, right?
It seems like every play he's getting the snap, and for great reason.
Yeah, he's a great talent. Unfortunately, Hersey understands that as well. And he's just you're gonna load the box, and they're begging Elk Grove to throw the ball more than 3 yards.
Yeah, and they beat him on the one time, and they abandoned the pass really since then. Of course, that was late in the second quarter. So here's another handoff to Berkowitz. Berkowitz Gets maybe another yard, and this is going to be 4th and 6, 4th and 7 for the Grenadiers.
Up to the 29-yard line.
Got to let Pazurski throw this ball eventually.
Yeah. Down by 34 as well, you would assume, but you just got to try and air it out.
Yeah, you got to change something up. It's just this is too predictable at this point. And I know what the score is, and I know where you're at, but something's got to be a little different.
Is Elk Grove lining up to pass here on 4th and 6. Berkowitz to his right. They looking towards the direction of Berkowitz, staring him down. Intercepted it will be by number 8 of Hersey. He still has on his feet. Still running. He's got blockers. Cuts back into the middle. Spin move. Finally going to be taken down after the interception.
That's some serious hustle there by that Hersey player.
Yeah.
He was hit 4 or 5 times and couldn't get tackled.
Number 8, Luke Casey, comes down with the interception.
There was a face mask right here at the 40 that they missed. But still, what a great run. Yeah, that ball had a little too much air under it, and I think the receiver kind of quit on the route.
Not on the same page,
Yeah.
or like you said, quit on the route.
He quit on the route, maybe thinking about the wind, and Pazurski got the ball where he wanted it to.
So Gamino and Jenkins back out onto the field. First possession of the second half for the Huskies. And it's been the rush attack for the Huskies this afternoon. Only one touchdown pass, as here's a pass towards Jenkins, and it's going to be incomplete pass.
Yeah, you don't want to let that. You don't want to let the referee
make that
call. You force him to make the call. I mean, that was close.
Last time they ran that play, Hersey did get 25 yards on that screen pass. But 2nd and 10.
I don't see Jenkins out there still. Yeah.
Jenkins was the one that that was intended for Jenkins.
I see him.
So that stops the clock due to the incomplete pass. Gamino only one touchdown pass. He does have 3 rushing touchdowns. Jenkins has a touchdown return and a rushing. As this is a handoff to Jenkins. Jenkins trying to get around the outside. He does. Jenkins.
Oh, what a block.
It's going to be forced down at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal.
What a block
for
on
Hersey.
by 0.
0 is Logan Clark. He's a wide receiver. Or running back for Hersey. He does have one of the rushing touchdowns.
Got another player, 88, I was told, is out, probably for the season. Ryan Gomez.
Yep. Sophomore.
Had a lot of guys on injury this year.
Yeah, Elk Grove definitely does have the injury bug on their sideline.
Yeah.
Nick Jimenez, as you said, ACL injury, done for the year. As he's a senior. Now, I assume Jimenez also 3-sport athletes, basketball
For sure
and
he
baseball.
plays baseball. Yeah, he's a real decent baseball player. So I was talking to his mom, and they think he'll make it back for baseball. Might be close, but maybe,
Yeah. An ACL injury a year and a half ago, you're done for a year and a half.
Yeah, right.
Now you can recover in 6 months with an ACL. Here's a handoff to Jenkins. Jenkins met instantly and going to be brought right back down at the line of scrimmage, the 3-yard line.
Nice little stop here. I'd take that.
Makes it 2nd and goal for the Huskies.
And pick up 1. 2nd down going to go up to 3.
God, Hersey's got to have at least 25 more kids on their sideline. It's just amazing. They were end line to end line, white to white, and the Grenadiers were green to green and spread out when it was the national anthem.
Yep. Motion. Handoff, fake, or is to Jennings. Jennings muscling through. They're actually going to lose a yard on this one.
Great
Make
pursuit
it
by
3rd
Elk
and
Grove.
4th.
I got to be honest, for the Hersey play caller, that took way too long to come to fruition. When you're 3rd and 3, or 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, I would have just done a real hard over the guard, over the tackle. That was just a little too much motion for me.
Yeah.
Just give him the ball.
Camino has 2 receivers to the right. Jenkins moving towards his left. Last time it was a QB keeper.
Yep.
Camino does keep it. Same exact play, just ran the opposite way. Camino, same result. 4th rushing touchdown for the UCLA quarterback commit. Colton Gamino makes it 47-7.
I'm surprised he didn't call that play on
Earlier.
2nd down, because it certainly worked here on what I'll call the north side of the field.
Yeah, they ran that for the third
Northwest.
rushing touchdown for Gamino on this side of the
Yeah.
field, on the right side.
Not going to say the wind's quieted down, but it isn't as bad as it was at the start of the second quarter.
As this one from Rice is up and through, makes it 48-7 in favor of Hersey High School here, as we are 7 minutes left to go in quarter number 3.
Oh, I forgot to look to see about Split the Pot.
Oh, they did announce it when we came on air.
Got a
right
bunch
on.
of tickets in my pocket, and I wasn't paying attention.
So if you're here and you just got an earbud in, come and let John Walls know if he won the raffle.
Let me know the last 3 digits if anybody's out there. Text me if you know me.
So after the 4th rushing touchdown, the 5th total touchdown for Camino, we got a quick little stoppage here as both teams trying to regroup, and we'll see what the Grenadiers come out on offense. And see if maybe the sophomore Maher comes out, trots out for the Grenadiers. I assume that Pazurski will, but I assume it's a matter of time until he does go out here this evening.
I would think so, because he had a couple snaps a couple games ago, so it's not like he hasn't had any snaps as a
And that was
varsity
a
player.
20-0 game 2
Yep.
weeks ago.
Yep.
And he did warm up on the sideline before the third quarter started, as Rice sends this one away.
Nice kick.
And it goes into the end zone for a touchback, the second touchback of this evening. 20-yard line will be for the Grenadiers and the offense. Pazurski does look to be going back out onto the field.
And Tamal, there's my guy. Last guy off the field.
See, with 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in quarter number 3, we'll see what the offense of the Grenadiers will do. They went right back to the run on their first drive. See if they come back to the pass.
Honest to Pete, it's like we've had the wind in our face the entire game. I know that's not the case, but it just seems it. Well, if you're going to be down in the 4th quarter with wind, you're going to want it at your back, and that's what we're going to get.
Yep, unless any turnovers. As pitch here towards Hunt. Hunt trying to get around the outside, nothing doing, and he's going to be pushed out for a loss of 5 yards.
Anytime Elk Grove has run that play, there's just not a real big gap to cut it upfield. And by then the pursuit's so well. I mean, you're almost just going to have to take a gamble, make that one guy miss, and take it up on the hash mark instead of trying to get around by the sideline.
It's going to be 1st and 15. They gave him a little bit forward progress, so 2nd and 13 it will be.
You're hearing the screaming, and Mr. Kelly is now working the student section. He's got the megaphone. Kids love him here, and he's just a phenomenal educator. Really is. I will bet you by second semester he knows every freshman's name in the school. Honest to Pete. That's just the type of guy he is.
Elk Grove did not like the offense or the defense that was shown, so they take their first time out of the half. 5 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and it's a 2nd and long for the Grenadiers here once we come back from this timeout break, as they will be on their own 17-yard line, trying to get a first down.
Well, here's my goal. I'd like to see Elk Grove plod along for 5:42 and flip the quarter with the ball down here on the 35 with the win. That would be a huge win. Like let's hold the ball for 5 minutes.
Yeah, try and get some moral victories here.
Yeah, that's like 3 first downs.
As we are coming back after the timeout, first one for the Grenadiers this half. Pazurski with Hunt on his left hip. Berkowitz runs behind, they fake it. Option here to Berkowitz. First time seeing a little bit of a triple option type play here, but it does go backwards. So now it will be 3rd and 15.
Dylan Berkowitz, the ball carrier.
Had some long thirds, haven't we?
Yeah, all night. I think the shortest third down we've had is 3rd and 7 is off top of the memory. Otherwise, everything else has been longer than that, and a lot longer than that. As Pazurski now runs back out onto the field after talking to the offensive coach. And it is 3rd and 15, 5 minutes as the clock will continue to run here. I assume if they're going to try and go for it on 4th down, I know the score is what it is, but you got to try and get some kind of offense.
I mean, Chris, at this point, right, you're down, plus you got this wind howling. They'll probably go for a deep pass and look for what they got was a pass interference, PI that helped them in the first quarter.
Yep, as Pazurski scrambles for a pickup of 4 yards. It's going to make it 4th and 11 here, and it does look like the punt team is going to come out onto the field for the Grenadiers, as it is quite deep for them. But again, wind howling that way, it's not going to go too far anyway.
Well, let's see if the snap goes, and I would just let it go.
Yeah.
But boy, he made a great athletic play the last punt. I don't know how in the world he got it off, let alone kicked it 30 yards into the wind, but it was a great play.
The great news about punting is as he exits the field, I was going to say we get to see Evtimo back in action, but he did just exit, sadly. So 4th and 13 here. Grenadiers kind of taking their time. Snap is good. Pazurski sends it away.
Let it roll.
Outgrove bounce, and it's going to be take a hop up and going to be downed at the 45. That's
Good
where
punt.
Hersey will come back to play at the 45 of their own, looking to add more, or the Huskies. See if the Grenadiers can.
There's so many reasons why I'm the Hersey coach and I don't put anybody back on a punt. And there's just numerous reasons. You got score, you got wind, you got. Listen, if the guy kicks the kick of his life, we're gonna get it at the 35.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting injured, There's no muff punts. It's just a great call.
Full offensive back out onto the field for Hersey. That it includes Gamino, Jenkins, and the wide receivers. Fake handoff to Jenkins. Gamino, a lot of time. Back shoulder throw. Going to be tipped away, intended target Logan Clark. And that is on that far sideline, number
12?
15?
Oh, he had the interception.
Yes, Eli Wohler, the sophomore.
Yeah.
He broke that one up.
He was step for step. When I said the receiver was open, I was talking about the guy that was a little further downfield. He had about 4 yards separation.
I thought that's where Gamino's intended target would have been there. You were right. He was wide open. I mean, not wide open, but he had definitely a couple steps on the DB of Elk Grove.
He's going to throw again.
Yep, screen pass. This is right back to Clark. Clark running, picks up
penalty.
7 more extra yards. He was met at the 47, and he's going to bring it all the way down to the 45. And that's a first down for it's going to be a 3rd down as they're going to mark him down at the 47. So you need to get to the 45 for a first down for Hersey, as we're under 2 to play here in quarter number 3. As Hersey is showing no signs of letting up at the moment.
I got to ask, Chris, and I hate to do it, but we got the running clock rule, and I don't know what that is in the 4th quarter.
I want to say if you're up by our cameraman Joey, as Jenkins pushes this one out, going to be pushed out around the 27. Cameraman Joey said it was 42, and it's a running clock. Now, I think that sounds right. Not entirely sure, though. It's something we probably should have checked. But, yeah, we could have a 12-minute 4th quarter here aside from timeouts. As Jenkins picks up the first down for Hersey and a lot more.
Well, he ran twice as many yards as he got. He decided that the left end was the way to go and just reverse course.
And it worked out extremely well for him. But, yeah, you are right. He picked up about a 15, and he ran about 25. As Jenkins breaks through the hole. Jenkins still on his feet. Flag is thrown. Jenkins cuts back into the middle. Jenkins trying to get there. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. As Brandon Jenkins refuses to go down.
The Elk Grove players, they're trying to block tackle, right? They're trying to knock him off his feet, and they're just bouncing off him. I think the reason why they're trying that is because he's so fast they can't get their arms around him.
Yeah.
At first I was like, well, that's not really good tackling, but I think the kid's just so fast they're by him.
As Hersey, as you can tell on the screen, both teams are moving backwards, so This is going to be a hold on Hersey, I'd assume.
That was his best run of the night.
Yeah, he refused. He bounced off 4 or 5 different Elk Grove defenders, and it took 4 or 5 Elk Grove defenders to bring him down as well. So we're under 10 seconds here. We'll see if Hersey runs a play. Gamino looking like he will. Gamino does snap it. Gamino rolls out to his right. Gamino throws it. Oh, and it's a touchdown. Eli Wohler went for the interception. He was beat, and it goes for a touchdown to number 10, Jeremy Zarro of Hersey, and the second touchdown pass by Colton Gamino makes it 54-7 here this evening. As the clock did expire, right as the touchdown pass was caught. So this is now considered the fourth quarter here. Clock is not going to run, though, on an extra point.
You know, we looked at the schedules and we saw 2 and 2 and 1 and 3. I know Hersey's got some good talent. I just didn't think it would be this far away, this early. You know, 3 quarters in.
Extra point is up and through, makes it 55-7. 12 minutes remain here, and from our estimation, we do believe fourth quarter now will be a running clock once the clock gets started. As Colton Gamino, 5 total touchdowns here, 6 total touchdowns here this evening, 4 rushing, 2 passing.
Well, listen, if he hasn't had any, we know he's committed to UCLA, but I have a feeling they'll look at this tape and go, yeah, I think we made the right call here.
Absolutely, and I assume next year they're going to be like, hey, you want to bring his counterpart, Brandon Jenkins? Because he's been phenomenal here this evening as well.
That kid's really impressive. I've seen some good running backs that run through here, over the years, but he's as good as I've seen here. Hoffman had a kid years ago that was just lightning fast. Cannot think of his name, but Jenkins is just as good as anybody I've seen. As a junior.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, junior.
We'll see how many yards he had tomorrow.
And Jenkins does as well play the defensive side, and he's looked great on the defensive side as well. Yeah. Not saying comparing him too much to Travis Hunter, but that's probably a lot of these players that play both sides, which a lot of skill players on the high school level do play both sides, and probably look up to Travis Hunter.
You take
Colorado.
your best athletes, right?
Yep. I'm very curious here to see what both teams kind of do now with 12 minutes left to play.
I would think.
I assume we're done seeing Gamino. I assume we're done seeing Jenkins. I think the more question is what's Elk Grove's going to do.
I think
wanting
it's
to stay
time.
healthy.
I really do. I think it's time to get Luke Meyer in there, get him, at least 6-8 snaps, if not an entire quarter.
Bad bounce here. Schwartz does pick it up.
Go down.
And he will finally go down. It's going to be at the 15-yard line as Hersey has all of the energy on their side, as they had since the opening kickoff, scoring 2 touchdowns in the first 3 minutes.
Mike? And Pasterski's down there with the head coach, so we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Looks like they're talking to Luke Meyer. Is it 13?
No. Maher is 10.
That's Berkowitz. Right. Okay.
As said, it hasn't yet, but we assume that this is just going to be 12 straight minutes unless a timeout is taken, and then obviously then a clock will stop on a timeout.
I still am waiting for just like a slant, something drop off in the zone over to linebackers, something that's not a 30-yard pass.
Yeah. We'll see if they stick with the run, which they have all night, but nope, Pazurski drops back, throws, missed pass, and it goes out of bounds.
He's
and
rushing
clock
it.
Will continue to run off for that incomplete. So that does give us confirmation that we're at that point in this game.
He's just rushing his throws. He had extra time there.
Yep.
The DB was about 7 yards off.
Pazurski got the call from the side and is now joining the huddle once again. As John and I both kind of talked this. We don't think this is the brightest move, but it is what they do.
Well, he hasn't had a ton of time because Hersey's defensive line is pretty legit. So it's not all on
without
on
question.
The quarterback, no question.
Pazurski throws, same
Nice
play.
throw.
This one is completed, And they're going to be giving forward progress. It's going to be 3rd and short here. It looks like 3rd and 5.
See, that was a back foot drop, weight transfer bullet. He's got it. There's no, I've seen it. There's no question why he's got it. Number one, you got to call the play.
Yep.
And number two, you got to relax and let the play happen.
Yeah, you got to put him in situations that he will succeed in.
There's something with Berkowitz coming out of the backfield and, coming around, sitting down in the zone.
Yes.
It's just been somewhat predictable.
Here's another pass.
Oh,
Pazerski.
There's
There's a wide running back screen.
Oh.
He's met immediately.
That's a play I wanted to see.
That's the sophomore, Jaden Arivia. He's met immediately, so it is 4th and 4 here. See what the Grenadiers.
Pazerski saw the blitz coming. He did the absolute right thing to do.
No, I think that was.
Our guy just got clotheslined, but
I think that
play
was
is open.
I think that was the play call. Is
that play
running
is
back
open.
screen out of the backfield. The linebackers kind of sit here, quarterback figure it out real quick, and then they block the running back.
Yeah, we're going to punt here at 4th and 4.
Yep.
Let's get something off down here in that little coffin corner.
Wind is at Pazerski's back, so this could be a very good kick. Hersey still chooses not to have anyone back in the backfield to receive this punt from Pazerski. This has a chance to go a good amount and switch the field as Pazerski booms this one into the air. It is a good one. Grenadiers let it bounce. It's going to continue to roll and roll all the way down to the 20-yard line and more. There's the whistle now. Looks like it's going to be down at the 18, possibly.
Yeah, good kick.
And we'll see what Hersey brings out on the offensive side with 8 minutes left to go. Up by 55-7.
Chris, do you know when our next broadcast is for football?
Thursday, October 10th.
We're on that one, right?
I will not be here as there's a home game for Dominican volleyball, so I won't be here for that one. But that is 2 Thursdays away.
Very good.
And they will be hosting Buffalo Grove that night. I don't remember the exact reason why they moved it to a Thursday. I was told. And
I think there's a holiday that weekend.
Or something.
And the other reason, too, honestly, I've been hearing is there's a shortage. Oh, good tackle. There's been a shortage of referees.
That makes a good sense.
They're having they're having more teams play on Saturdays. Now, I don't know that that's the reason why we're on the Thursday. I think there's a holiday coming up on Friday night or Saturday, one of the two. One of those calendar holidays. But yeah, they definitely have a shortage of referees all through the country.
In every sport, too. It's not just football either.
Right. So they're having to spread these crews out a little bit.
So Owen Joseph, first time seeing him back here. We probably won't see him deliver a pass, as this is also a hold. But he's in the quarterback spot for Hersey at the moment. And the new ball carrier as well for Hersey.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to make a push for the playoffs, right? You're 2-2. You're going to go 3-2 here. You need 5 to qualify. I would think Hersey ends up with more than 5, but yeah, there's no sense at this point. I would take Jenkins and Gamino out.
Yep. And like you said, this team has it. This team is has good offense. They put up 55 points here tonight.
I'd take out any offensive lineman that doesn't have a backup out too. You don't need to get rolled up on.
Yeah. Just trying to see the number of the running back. He's had a couple good runs. That last one was a hold, so it did go back. As Joseph rolls out and it hit the receiver in the hands, Drew Frank. He does drop it though, 55-7.
So on that play, there's one really horrible way to get him the ball, and that's right at his face mask.
Yeah.
If you go either way, he can turn, twist, and move.
Yep.
That he was just dead. I mean, he's 6 inches to the running back's left. He's gone.
Yep. So Joseph, a senior quarterback as well for Hersey. That was Drew Frank. He's a junior running back. He's lined up again at a wide receiver spot. Joseph throws a deep ball.
He's open.
Looking for the tight end, and it's caught. Number 28, Cooper Mullen. Cooper Mullen going to be brought down. They're fighting for the ball here. I'm seeing what the referee says.
Yeah, the Hersey guys just got to get up. It's a completed pass. Danny's going to say that's a fumble, but he was clearly down. No chance. I got to go with the referees on this one. It was clearly that the ball was not ripped out.
Yeah, I didn't see that one live. I went to make sure I had the right name down as Cooper Mullen. That was a good ball, though, by Owen Joseph. He had time in the pocket. He launched it in the air. The refs are going to come together and talk this one through.
Our defender made one error. He looked back at the ball.
Yeah,
and that's where the Hersey guy got an extra 3-4 yards.
The clock is not stopping as well for this, just so everyone is aware.
Yep.
Elk Grove, again, it is out of reach, but
I'd be shocked if they changed any part of this.
The only referee that had a shot at making that call is the ref that made it initially as well, and it didn't seem like he wanted to change his mind at all.
You're going to get a flag for no reason here.
And it's going to be on the Elk Grove coach. This does stop the time. Or timeout Elk Grove, so no flag. But he's still talking about the previous play.
I got to be honest. I mean, so the Elk Grove guy got the tackle by wrapping, rolling, and putting him down. His backside hit the ground. The Elk Grove guy rolled over. The ball's still in, and now you have a fight for the ball.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, Elk Grove comes up with the ball. That's just not going to work. I'll tell you what. My buddy Tom, he's taking it. He won't take it much longer. I promise you that.
And I understand he's trying to hype up his team in any way, sort here, trying to win, trying to say that, hey, I'm still on your side no matter what. But as well, you can't throw a challenge flag here. There's no way of any review booth, if he even is correct on this.
Well, it looks to me like the timeout, all it did was allow the coach to kind of yell at the referees.
Yeah. As play going to be stopped. And it is a pickup of about 3 yards for the Hersey running back.
Elk Grove 45 getting in a little extracurricular. You don't want to do that either side. You don't want to do it when you're down. You don't want to do it when you're up.
Owen Pham, as I believe, who's the ball carrier, number 81 for Hersey, as we're under 4 to play, 55-7 our score. Now in the backfield is number 23. Ben Martin, junior running back. He takes the handoff. Martin trying to get around to the side. He's going to be brought down about 2-3 yards short of the first down, making it 3rd and 3 is my guess.
Hersey looks good. They look better than a 2-2 club.
Oh, for sure. The loss to Barrington.
The offense for sure.
I want to say their other loss was like Burlington Central, another very good team in Illinois.
Yeah. I mean, the offensive line, there's holes everywhere.
Yep.
They're big, they're stout, they're quick.
And this definitely.
Jenkins is, he's the real deal.
If you're someone that believes in point differential, this helps their point differential incredibly as Martin gets the sideline. Martin gets down. I saw number 21 thinking he had the ball. And a flag goes as the ref pelts number 21 with the flag as well.
It's just a really, really dumb penalty. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm coach, that kid sits. You're up God knows how many points. It's a running clock, and you're going to try to get in one last shot 5 minutes after the play was whistled dead.
Owen Pham was that one, number 81. So a sophomore learning moment for the kid, getting reps, probably first couple reps here this season.
I mean, right. So he gets a rep, right? High energy, but God, you got to be smarter than that. If you want your coaches to recognize you, don't do that.
There's a new running back in for Hersey, number 19, Zell Walton, sophomore running back. The flag is now being enforced.
One thing I cannot stand is a selfish penalty. It's just, especially like in basketball even and whatever. It's just, man, at some point you got to realize you are part of a team. It's not a solo sport. If you want solo, play tennis. They don't throw flags in tennis.
Walton receives the handoff.
Nice run.
And he's going to be brought down right around the 11-yard line as we're at 1:30 now here to play. As we come to a close. Final score seems to be it's going to be 55-7 here. We'll see if Hersey just kind of knees this one out now. We didn't see the exact Elk Grove team that we wanted.
I don't see the Hersey guy taking a knee. I just don't. I really don't. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
100%. But
get the kids reps too as well. I can understand his pitch here to Martin on the outside. Martin gets around, face mat or stiff arms, and there's the flag. This could be a face mask. Ref definitely seemed like he had a struggle getting it out. We'll see you exactly the call as the moment. It's Zell Walton with a touchdown, making the score.
It looked like a nice stiff arm.
Yeah, I thought so too. He threw the kid to the ground. It was fantastic. And it is going to be illegal hands to the face. So, yeah.
Tom just wants more camera time.
Clock's now going to run, and that's going to put us at 50 seconds. Hersey, though, going to run another play. As now they're going to be moved back.
I don't think they're going to get it off, to be honest with you.
No, if
42 seconds by the time they said it. Yeah, I guess they are. God love them.
Get a stop here. As Joseph backs back to pass, throws it out of bounds. That will go under 30 now. 2nd and 18.
That should do it, I think.
3rd and 18 it should be now.
Let's line up, Coach.
As both teams are coming off the field. As our final score here this evening, 55-7. John, any thoughts here this evening?
Yeah, they were just outmatched for sure.
Yeah,
that Hersey offense is just really, really tight.
Legit, yeah.
And again, I go back. I don't know if you win or lose it, but you can't have 2 turnovers and a couple penalties in the first quarter of play. You know, Coach will have to clean that up. These guys have to be a little more disciplined. But, yeah, Hersey's going to go places, I think. Those 2 losses are not indicative.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. A team that's high scoring and can put up a lot of points, as you saw here, 55 tonight. As that's the final score, 55-7. He's John Walls. I'm Chris Randall. We will see you October 10th, 7:30 Buffalo Grove. I won't be there, but John will be on the call, so he'll see you. I'll see you shortly right back here at EGTV. Thank you to the whole production team, as always. Once again, our final score, 55-7 here on homecoming. Hersey put down a beatdown.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Elk Grove will come back. This is not their last game of the season. They'll get a couple more wins.
Everyone have a great homecoming weekend from here on out. Stay safe due to any hurricane situations. And enjoy it. 55-7. He's John Walls. I'm Chris Randall. We'll see you soon.
Out of Cranford, New Jersey, our local municipal channel, TV35, is a major source of hyper-local information that is specifically designed and created for our residents alone. We get to see our town meetings, concerts, high school sports, news, and more on a channel that is strictly about our community. The value of public, educational, and government stations was clearly demonstrated during the COVID-19 pandemic. All access channels provided crucial information, including press conferences and emergency updates from their municipal governments directly to their citizens. Today, the very existence of PEG channels is under attack. Access channels have been historically supported by a special surcharge that subscribers pay on their monthly cable